Hey, I'm Angie.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're Happy Healthy Vegan. So some crazy stories out there right now, you guys.
In France, have you seen this? Butchers are asking the government to help protect them from vegans.
What?
Yeah, this is crazy. The French Federation of Butchers wrote to their government saying that because some butcher shops got sprinkled with fake blood and had some graffiti, the government needs to protect them. They're in danger. And they're blaming it on a growing media focus on veganism that's threatening butchers' safety.
That's cray-cray. So somehow the media is at fault for promoting veganism?
Yeah, to me it makes absolutely no sense because there's a YouTube video that someone watches, all of a sudden you should go out and beat up a butcher again. It makes absolutely no sense.
No. And speaking of sense, this letter was originally written in French, obviously, so there's various English translations of it. So we went through a couple articles and tried to make sense of it, and as we pulled out the points that were being made in the letter, they sounded a lot like the things you debunk on a daily basis.
Yeah, this is a typical anti-vegan propaganda piece.
So he goes on to say that vegan activists want to impose their lifestyle and even their ideology on the immense majority of people.
Despite the fact that vegans and vegetarians combined make up roughly 3% of the French population.
Who's imposing what on who here? Now get this, he also argues that the vegan lifestyle has been overhyped in the media via fake news.
Fake news? Is he talking about people like us here and like say Dr. Greger of nutritionfacts.org? I mean, vegan is not fake news. I mean, in fact, it's fake news that's attacking veganism as I constantly expose all the time. So this is so ironic.
Yes.
Speaking of fake news, a French journalist responding to this whole situation wrote, "The enemies of a meat-based diet," I guess that's us, "want to consign humanity to grains."
I'm surprised he didn't say salad.
Or tofu.
Oh my god. I mean, grains. Okay, what about legumes, vegetables, fruits, fungus,
nuts and seeds,
greens, tubers? I mean, come on, bro. Just grains.
Yeah, vegetarians and vegans just don't eat grains, bro.
Yeah.
And he continues on, down with totalitarianism. Really? The 3% of vegans are totalitarians? Really?
Give me a break. And then just to piss us off a little bit more, the guy says, "Long live blanket," which I had to look up, and guess what it is, guys?
It's gross.
Baby cows cooked in butter. That's right. Long live veal. Ew.
All right, speaking of great anti-vegan propaganda here, this quote comes from the head butcher in France there of their federation, and he was asked if he was against all vegetarians. What did he say?
First of all, we're going to have to break this down point by point, because this is just like, it's textbook, it's terrible. So he's like, not at all. If they refuse to eat meat, that's their choice.
He's doing that. It's my choice thing. It's my personal choice to kill and butcher up an innocent animal that would rather live.
Yeah. And, you know, it's that whole thing. Like, what about my choice? Like, it's only 3% of France is making the other choice. Why is he so threatened?
It goes on to say, we just want people to respect our craft and our customers, which means the majority of French people. Vegans are in a small minority.
Yeah, I mean 3%. Why is he so scared?
But just because us vegans are a minority, 3% compared to the vast majority, he's demanding, because they're in the superior numbers there, that we must give them respect. I mean, what kind of crap is that? Just because they can outnumber us?
Yeah, might makes right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to respect his craft of butchering animals. I'm sorry. I mean, are you some kind of totalitarian, authoritarian person here? What are you doing?
Totalitarian doesn't like that.
He's using the appeal to popularity, which is the assumption that if something's popular, in this case, the majority versus the minority, the majority is right.
Yeah, so if most of France eats baby cows, that's fine.
Yeah.
They're on the moral high ground, apparently. And check out this sensational quote. It's terror that these people are seeking to sow in their aim of making a whole section of French culture disappear.
I mean, this guy is a full-on drama queen. I mean, all we're talking about is some splash paint, and in the worst case, a broken window in one butcher shop. And he's talking about French culture disappearing and terrorism.
The dude is terrified of the butcher industry going down, if anything.
And for good reason, because...
As one article astutely noted, the butcher's letter comes against a backdrop of a gradual fall in meat consumption in France that has been driven by many factors: health concerns, higher prices, and a general sense of the cost of meat to the environment.
That's all fake news. None of that is true. That's just baloney put out by the media there.
It sounds like maybe cowspiracy has been translated into French. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, and I'm just kidding. All that stuff is true. It's not fake news. Just being ironic there.
Yeah.
And get this, it gets even worse for these poor butchers. French per capita consumption of meat dropped by more than 10% from 2000 to 2012, according to the Agricultural Ministry, and has continued to decrease, which parallels a trend that's happened across the Western world. Beef consumption has been declining since the 1970s here in the United States.
France is just a little behind the trend.
So what is this French Butchers Federation really hoping to get from the government? They say, we count on your services and on the support of the entire government so that the physical, verbal, and moral violence stops as soon as possible.
No irony whatsoever in the physical and moral violence department there. What the H?
There's been no physical violence towards any butchers in France. If there's any physical or moral violence, ironically, it's being committed by butchers on a daily basis by the very nature of their jobs.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's not asking for individual butcher shops to have police officers stationed outside to protect the butchers.
Well, thank goodness. That's crazy.
But he said the state must monitor extremist vegan groups.
Wait, spying?
Yeah. And who's to determine what there's not an extremist vegan group? Are they just asking for state-sponsored policing of all vegans?
Whoa, so like if we were to go to France, they'll probably keep tabs on us and stuff?
Maybe
like,
not even let us in because we're terrorists.
Maybe we would be more terrorists.
We're calling for the downfall of French culture.
Wow, that is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Talk about totalitarianism. So in response to all of these claims, the president of the French Vegan Federation said, "Our position's very clear. We're opposed to any kind of radicalization from vegan activists. This is counterproductive. We do not think it's the right way to advance our cause. We believe that educating and giving reasoned information is the way to move our cause forward."
Sounds like our credo here at Happy Healthy Vegan. Educating and giving reasoned information, which is the truth and naturally will advance veganism.
Yeah. So clearly the issue here isn't really a few isolated cases of vandalism from vegans, but it's really just a worldwide trend and a reduction of meat consumption and the beginning of the end of an era for butchers.
Yeah, when one era ends, though, a new one begins.
True.
A new era of plant-based foods.
Yes.
For instance, in Germany, where the butcher industry has been in decline, just as it has been in France, meat producers there have actually embraced the present and the future by switching production to making plant-based foods.
That's pretty amazing, actually, when you consider, how sausage happy the culture is there.
And as a result, Germany is one of the leading countries in the growth of veganism.
So cycling back to the original letter, they said, "We just want people to respect our craft and our customers. So why not do that in kind and respect the craft of the plant-based meat and cheese makers and the customers who want them rather than trying to legislate it out of existence?"
Yeah, indeed. Just a few weeks ago in France, because of lobbyists of groups like these butchers and others, it's now illegal to say steak or meat when talking about a non-meat based product.
That is so bogus and so two-faced.
Yeah, they say it creates confusion in the marketplace. Like if you go buy a package that clearly says soy burgers, you'll get home and be surprised that there's not dead animals in there. Really. So anyway, leave your questions and comments down below. Have you seen this article floating around on the net for the past few days? What was your reaction?
Yeah, were there any great quotes that we missed? You can let us know down below.
So I guess that's it. Like it if you like this video, and until next time, this goes out to you Beef Federation Butcher guys. Keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb.
Eat all those grains.
You're changing your mind again. You've got me spinning circles, spinning round and round, spinning till I'm dizzy, falling to the ground. You've got me spinning circles round